भासते स्वयं लिख्यते कथम् हृदयकुहरमध्ये केवलं ब्रह्ममात्रम् यहमहम् इति साक्षात् आत्मरूपेण भाति हृदि विषमनसा स्वं चिन्वता मज्जता वा पवनचलनरोधा आत्मनिष्ठो भवत्वम्। देहं मृण्मयवत् जडात्मकम् अहं बुद्धिर्न तस्यास्त्यतो नाहं तत्ततभावशुद्धिसमये सिद्धात्मसद्भावः कोऽहं भावयुतः कुतो वरधिय दृष्टात्मनिष्टात्मना सोऽहं स्फूर्तितया अरुणाचलशिवः पूर्णो विभाति स्वयं। सोऽहं स्फूर्तितया अरुणाचलशिवः पूर्णो विभाति स्वयं। Namo Ramana. In this, our Thursday Satsang from Ramanacentre Center for Learning, it has been our practice to select two verses from Guruvachaka Kovai. The work is by Muruganar Swamigal. The verses are selected randomly by Revatima. We begin with the reading of each verse, and the reading of each verse is followed by a short meditation on its meaning, and that is followed by practice of Atma Vicharam for about 15 minutes. After these two segments of reading of the verse, meditation on meaning, and practice of Atma Vicharam are completed, there will be summing up remarks by Sri Venkatesh Deshpande ji, and that will be followed by the offering of Sri Ramana Stotram. There will be chanting by Vaibhavji and Prarthnama online, and the rest of us will continue to do self-enquiry with the listening going on by enquiring who is the listener, putting the attention on the listener. We begin this satsang by taking the first verse selected for us, verse number 460, 460. The verse goes like this: if the beginningless, impure vasanas that remain as the cause for waking and dream live and perish. The sentence begins with an if. If the beginningless, impure vasanas that remain as the cause, the causal body for the waking and dream live and perish. The state of sleep, previously perceived as void like and dull, the state of sleep, previously perceived as void and dull, and which led us to the state of ignorance and suffering, will become the transcendent state of Turiya. If the beginningless, impure vasanas that remain as the cause for waking and dream live and perish, the state of sleep, previously perceived as void like and dull, and which led us into the state of ignorance and suffering, will itself become the transcendent state of Turiya. So, the causal body is delineated to us. The causal body is actually the fundamental root vasana. I am this body. That is the root vasana. But then that root vasana, because of its self-ignorance, the Maya, it in that multiplies as multiple eyes and multiple objects, all present as vasanas in the subconscious, all present as the proclivities to push the consciousness into subtle and gross bodies. So that is why those vasanas are called as the causal body. And where are they present? They are present in our subconscious, where we go in deep sleep. We come into the superfluous area of relative consciousness and struggle throughout the day. And the relative consciousness being what it is, it dissipates all our energy. So, having no further energy to fight, defeated by the happenings in the relative consciousness, you go nirayudapani into the deep sleep, where the vasanas are all present, undiminished. And once it has given you soda and it has given you rest, it will push you back into the waking state. That you go back and learn about the world and yourself, the kshetram and the kshetrajna. So that is why these vasanas are all called as the causal body. Now, if they diminish and vanish, how do they diminish and vanish? Only when you dive deep into the subconscious or inquire into the truth of the I. These are the true sadhanas given by Bhagavan to cross the causal body. The very nature causal body means it is the cause. We are so concerned about cause and effect that the root cause for the whole of dream state and the whole of waking state is only the vasanas present in the subconscious, and unless they are eliminated, the true self does not come through. But if they are eliminated, what happens is mentioned in this verse. If they are eliminated, then the very state of sleep, the subconscious, which was treated as void like and dull, that is supposed to be beginningless. Why beginningless? The vasanas are beginningless means, see, the ignorance, self-ignorance is of such nature that it What happened?
We got disconnected.
Vasana from the causal body is by gathering our energies and seeking the source of the I. The forgetfulness of the source of the I is what manifests as the subconscious or deep sleep. And when all the vasanas, the heat of tapas, it brings out the vasanas as thoughts. And as each thought arises, you let it go and hold the I. Then the causal body is exhausted. The vasanas are exhausted. Then the very state which was called as sleep, you are able to see as pure consciousness, full of light. And Bhagavan says, even there you don't rest. You don't see for whom is this visibility of fullness of blank consciousness or light. Yours for whom? You will get spurana. Soham spurti taya arunachala shiva. Purno vibhati swayam. Arunachala will rise and answer as the Purna Swarupa, as I. When even the blank or pure light of the deep sleep which was appearing dark will appear as space. The waking and dream and deep sleep, all three become Turiya, transcendental. But then you don't stop there. The real transcendent existence is Turiyatita, that is beyond any subject object division, and the independent Purana. That's where we are headed in Atma Vichara for the next 15 minutes. It is to exhaust the causal body. And the direct path to exhaust the causal body is to do self-enquiry. Let us sit in Atma Vicharam for the next 15 minutes. Namo Ramana. We continue the satsang by taking up the second verse selected for us. I'm just opening the WhatsApp with the same mobile. Are you able to see me?
Yes, sir.
We continue by taking up the second verse selected for us, eliminating Suttarivu, verse number 645. Verse number 645, eliminating Suttarivu. Suttarivu is when the consciousness projects itself, puts light on an object. It could be a thought, it could be a sensory object, but that is Suttarivu. Suttarivu is the consciousness limiting itself as inside and outside, projecting it and knowing a thought or a sensory object. Eliminating such this one, as per the previous verse, that Suttarivu is caused by a vasana inside. The causal body is there. So you can't eliminate Suttarivu without eliminating the vasana inside. Eliminating Suttarivu, the purport of the scriptures that drum into you, know the truth of yourself, is only the elimination of false knowledge that knows the non-self objectively. The purport of the scriptures that drum into you, know the truth of yourself. Know the truth of yourself is inquire who am I. Is only the elimination of the false knowledge that knows the non-self objectively. We are all the time caught up as a jiva. We are caught up in the area of knowing the non-self. Whereas in reality, we are that consciousness which is not divided as inside and outside. That is why the drumming is done by the scriptures. Know yourself. There was a talk we had discussed in the morning, in the morning satsang, talk number 501, where a Malayali person from Kerala, the reference is there in the talk. It could have been from anywhere. He asks Bhagavan, how did I get this body? So, Bhagavan, that is a very Viveka-filled question, that he is discriminating the consciousness and the body and is asking, how did I get the body? And Bhagavan says, now you have separated the I from the body. You were present in both waking and deep sleep. In deep sleep, you were not associated with the I, says Bhagavan. You were not associated with the ego, says Bhagavan. And we were wondering, to whom is he talking? In deep sleep, both the ego and all the contents, gross and subtle, are present as vasanas. That is what we saw from the previous verse. And he is telling that in deep sleep, you were not associated with the ego, which is the primary cause for all the mind, we said. That means he's talking to the pure consciousness, that you inquire who you are and get rid of the division as I and mine. He's not addressing the ego there. See the beauty of the Guru, he is not only identified with the pure consciousness, he's talking or addressing the pure consciousness within us. He says, you are not associated with the ego in deep sleep, whereas in waking, you are associated with ego and all its gross and subtle proclivities. Therefore, inquire into who am I and free yourself as the ego or its divisions. Know the truth of yourself is only elimination of the false knowledge that knows the non-self objectively. Why? Because once truth, I exist, shines like the sun within everyone. That is why it may appear very simplistic that Bhagavan is asking us to hold the I exist. I was just uh, I was just sharing this yesterday that Bhagavan is making it very simple. That when somebody was saying this was not happening properly, I said to her, "Do you exist or not?" So hold on to that. Be minimalistic. That at this point you say, "If I exist, that is enough." But then you will understand that knowing of your existence is actually the freeing yourself from all the non-self. That there is a ray of light which knows your own existence now. That is so different from knowing the other things. That the more and more you hold this and gather your energies by not going into the non-self. Each time you let go of a non-self, you are gathering the energy to hold on to your existence and expand it. And you don't fight with the existence of a non-self. You are in, let's say, very dull mood, or in a some illness of the body is there. Now, when you don't fight it, okay, you exist, but you are not interfering with my existence. I exist also. Then that existence is beyond the beginning, middle, and end of the illness. And Bhagavan says that existence is beyond all objective knowledge. That I am. So that is the practice that we are made to do in Who Am I? That uh, the whole of the gross existence is there because I am there. So when you close your eyes, or when you observe the breath and start the letting go of thought, you are actually the suzerain of the entire sensory world. there is there is a Christian mystic called Meister Eckhart. He says that you may, with lot of toil, become the richest person on earth and then give up all that towards God. Or you can just think, what is it that I can do with my physical body? I can earn everything. Now, will that bring me to truth? It will not bring me to truth. So, the sensory objective knowledge I am not going to pursue. Such a one is the suzerain. That's why Bhagavan would say that I would have the bhiksha and wipe my hands on the head, not even go for washing it somewhere, and feel like the emperor of this whole universe, he would say. The feeling is that when you are renouncing the sensory area as and the sensory knowledge as any source of happiness, you have explored the suzerainty of that area and dropped it. It is not worth. Not that out of this grapes are sour, that it is not going to answer. Similar is with the breath. When you decide that the variations of the breath are not going to be of much help, it may improve the liver, it may improve the lungs for some time, or you may even become the fastest hurdler, Edwin Moses. But then you understand that is not going to give you reality. So you drop that. You are suzerain, you are the fastest runner in the whole universe. Then you drop it only in thought. And you gather all that energy. What a lifetime you would have wasted or spent in earning all that money, becoming richest man in the world. What a lifetime you would have spent in becoming the fastest runner. You are gathering that energy. You are gathering that energy and going in. And Bhagavan says in Ullandu Narpadu, when you don't fight time and space, thoughts like time and space appear, past, present, future appear, thoughts like fate and free will appear. When you don't pursue them, but inquire diligently for whom is this thought and trace the reality of the I, all that energy is gathered. What you dissipate in worrying about the circumstances of yourself and your co-travelers. When all that energy is gathered, that is when you are not gathering out of fear. You are gathering because there are no answers there. That is where this I exists. It not only exists, it also shines self-luminously. That is where the Satchit absorbs us, or we become one with the existence consciousness, which is the name Arunachala, with which we have worshipped all these years. Arunachala is the existence consciousness present in all the paths in different names. For what purpose? Like droplets of water that are rising from the ocean. All of us, by nature, we return to the ocean of I am, I exist, which is self-luminously shining within each one of us. And that is where we are headed in Atma Vicharam, gathering up the energies and going towards the source I am. For the next 15 minutes or so, let us sit in Atma Vicharam. Ujjalji will trouble you again. Namo Ramana.
Namo Bhagavate Shri Ramanaya.
Namo Ramana. May I request Venkatesh Deshpande ji to give us the summing up remarks. Namo Ramana, sir.
Namo Ramana. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Gurur Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Dhyanamoolam Gurur Murtihi, Pujamulam Gurur Padam, Mantramulam Gurur Vakyam, Mokshamulam Gurur Kripaha, Mokshamulam Gurur Kripaha. Namo Ramana. We know of the beautiful example of the lady who was looking around for her necklace. She was looking here, there, everywhere, and trying to desperately look for her necklace. And then what happened? Hey, somebody's told, hey, the necklace is on your neck itself. So then she felt her neck and she realized the necklace was there. What really happened at that point when she got the necklace? Actually, her thoughts about the necklace quietened. That's all happened. It's not that she got the necklace that was the case. The case was that the thoughts about the necklace, that it was lost, actually quietened. When they quietened, the thought about the necklace also vanished. We are all in Grahasti. All of us are in Grahasti. And let's see what happens in Grahasti. First thing, we are all devotees of Bhagwan. So we have faith in Bhagwan. So let us see what will be a good starting point for us in Grihasti, people in Grihasti, how to get to this thing of I amness, which Nandakumar was talking about. So one trick is this thing concept of, because I am a devotee of Bhagwan, Bhagwan will look after all my basic needs. I have faith in Bhagwan, then my basic needs will be taken care of. It's like that. We have to learn a lot from the animal kingdom. What happens in the animal kingdom? A tiger, it feels hungry. It has to, its needs also, it has to go and kill something and eat it. After it eats, even the most handsome, beautiful looking deer will be going past. It won't even look that side because its needs are met. But imagine a man, if he's made a 5 lakhs of rupees in the stock market, and somebody says, hey Venkatesh, there's another opportunity. You can make tomorrow also 5 lakhs, immediately you will jump and say, oh, what is this? So the needs are met, but we want more. So this is like a couple, a housewife. She all the time keeps on thinking about what's to be cooked for breakfast, what's for lunch, what's for dinner, what's for tea. But imagine she goes for a holiday with her husband and all the meals are provided for. What happens to her at that point of time? She stops thinking about the meals. Why? Because her needs are being met. Because her needs are being met, she does not think about the food at all. She just goes and enjoys the food, whatever is provided, because her needs are met. But Bhagavan says, if your needs are being met by me, then what is this want? Bhagavan says, if you want something more than your needs, then what's going to happen? You have got to work for it. If you're going to work for your wants, you don't have to work for your needs. Needs I will look after. But if you want so many things, I want this, I want that, then you have to work hard. Then the problem side, Sutta Rivu starts. You will have to loaf around here, there, how to do this, how to do that, and then you are in a mental mess. And then you will say, oh, finally, oh my God, I went all around this for my wants, but look at Bhagavan is making my needs that I have. is being met. So the trick about all sadhana is when you are with your needs which are being met by Bhagwan, you will go into silence, you will go into quietness. And then when you do self-inquiry, what happens? You will experience that I amness. Because what happens? Your mind does not go out at all. Because your needs are met. As a grahasti, this is one of the simplest things. Is to have faith, total faith in God, that He's going to provide you your needs, and I do not have any wants. From this moment onwards, I don't have any wants at all, because my needs are enough for me. And this is the way to, and when your needs are met, you go into absolute silence. You go into a state where you are in absolute peace. You are peace within and peace without. And then when you do self-inquiry, and what happens? You will experience who you really are. Om Namo Bhagavate Sri Ramanaya. Namo Ramana.
Namo Ramana, sir. Thank you so much. Namo Ramana Vaibhavji and Pratnama. May we start the chanting from your side, and the rest of us will sit in self-inquiry. Thank you.
Namo Ramana. भारद्वाज विश्वनाथ विरचितम् श्री रमणाष्टोत्तर शतनामावलिः अपार सच्चित् सुखवारिराशे यस्योनिमात्रम् भुवनं समस्तम् गुहाहितं तं रमणं गभीरं चिन्ताविहीनं हृदि चिन्तयामि ॐ महासेन महोंसेन जाताय नमः ॐ गुरवे नमः ॐ अखण्डसंविदाकाराय नमः ॐ महौजसे नमः ॐ कारणोद्भवाय नमः ॐ जगद्धितावताराय नमः ॐ श्रीभूमिनाथस्थलोस्थिताय नमः ॐ पराशरकुलोत्तंसाय नमः ॐ सुन्दरार्यतपःफलाय नमः ॐ कमनीयसुचारित्राय नमः ॐ सहायाम्बा सहायवते नमः ॐ शोणाचलमहोलीनमानसाय नमः ॐ स्वर्णहस्तकाय नमः ॐ श्रीमद्द्वादशान्तमहास्थले लब्धविद्योदयाय नमः ॐ महाशक्तिनिपातेन प्रबुद्धाय नमः ॐ परमार्थविदे नमः ॐ तीव्राय नमः ॐ पितृपदान्वेषिणे नमः ॐ इन्दुमौलिना पितृमते नमः ॐ पितुरादेशतः शोर्णशैलं प्राप्ताय नमः ॐ तपोमयाय नमः ॐ उदासीनाय नमः ॐ महायोगिने नमः ॐ महोत्साहाय नमः ॐ कुशाग्रदिये नमः ॐ शान्तसङ्कल्पसम्रम्भाय नमः ॐ सुसन्दृशे नमः ॐ सवित्रे नमः ॐ स्थिराय नमः ॐ तपक्षपितसर्वाङ्गाय नमः ॐ फुल्लाम्बुजविलोचनाय नमः ॐ चन्द्रिकासितहासश्रीमण्डिताननमण्डलाय नमः ॐ चूतवाट्यां समासीनाय नमः ॐ चूर्णिताखिलविभ्रमाय नमः ॐ वेदवेदान्ततत्त्वज्ञाय नमः ॐ चिन्मुद्रिणे नमः ॐ त्रिगुणातिगाय नमः ॐ विरूपाक्षगुहावासाय नमः ॐ विराजदचलाकृतये नमः ॐ उद्दीप्तनयनाय नमः ॐ पूर्णाय नमः ॐ रचिताचलताण्डवाय नमः ॐ गम्भीराय नमः ॐ परमाचार्याय नमः ॐ सुप्रसन्नाय नमः ॐ अभयप्रदाय नमः ॐ दक्षिणास्य निभाय नमः ॐ धीराय नमः ॐ दक्षिणाभिमुखाय नमः ॐ स्वराजे नमः ॐ महर्षये नमः ॐ भगवते नमः ॐ ईड्याय नमः ॐ भूमविद्याविशारदाय नमः ॐ विमलाय नमः ॐ दीर्घदर्शिने नमः ॐ आप्ताय नमः ॐ ऋजुमार्गप्रदर्शकाय नमः ॐ समदृशे नमः ॐ सत्यदृशे नमः ॐ सत्याय नमः। ॐ प्रशान्ताय नमः। ॐ अमितविक्रमाय नमः। ॐ सुकुमाराय नमः। ॐ सदानन्दाय नमः। ॐ मृदुभाषिणे नमः। ॐ दयार्णवाय नमः। ॐ श्रीशोणाचलहृद्भवतस्कन्धाश्रमनिकेतनाय नमः। ॐ सद्दर्शनोपदेश्रे नमः। ॐ सद्भक्तवृन्दपरिवृताय नमः। ॐ गणेशमुनिभृङ्गेन सेविताङ्घ्रिसरोरुहाय नमः। ॐ गीतोपदेशसारादिग्रन्थसञ्चिन्न संशयाय नमः। ॐ वर्णाश्रममतातीताय नमः। ॐ रसज्ञाय नमः। ॐ सौम्याय नमः। ॐ आत्मवते नमः। ॐ सर्वावनिमतस्थानाम् आराध्याय नमः। ॐ सर्वसद्गुणिने नमः। ॐ आत्मारामाय नमः। ॐ महाभागाय नमः। ॐ मातृमुक्तिविधायकाय नमः। ॐ विनताय नमः। ॐ विनुताय नमः। ॐ विप्राय नमः। ॐ मुनीन्द्राय नमः। ॐ पावकोज्ज्वलाय नमः। ॐ दर्शनादगसंहारिणे नमः। ॐ मौनेन स्वात्मबोधकाय नमः। ॐ ऋचान्तिकरसान्निध्याय नमः। ॐ स्मरणाद्बन्धमोचकाय नमः। ॐ अन्तस्तिमिरचण्डांशवे नमः। ॐ संसारार्णवतारकाय नमः। ॐ शोणादृशस्तुतिद्रष्टे नमः। ॐ हार्दविद्याप्रकाशकाय नमः। ॐ अविच्युतनिजप्रज्ञाय नमः। ॐ नैसर्गिकमहातपसे नमः। ॐ कमण्डलुधराय नमः। ॐ शुभ्रकौपीनवसनाय नमः। ॐ गुहाय नमः। ॐ दण्डपाणये नमः। ॐ कृपापूर्णाय नमः। ॐ भवरोगभिषग्वराय नमः। ॐ स्कन्दाय नमः। ॐ देवतमाय नमः। ॐ अमर्त्याय नमः। ॐ सेनान्ये नमः। ॐ पुरुषोत्तमाय नमः। ॐ श्रीरमण भगवते नमः। श्रीरमणाष्टोत्तरशतनाम पूजां समर्पयामि। यत्स्थानोररुणाचलस्य पदयोः स्मृत्याजनिं प्राप्यत दिव्यानुग्रह सुप्रवाह विवशास्तादात्म्यभावं गतः निर्निष्ठस्वगभीरनित्यतपसा लोकान् पुनास्यैकराट् तस्मै श्रीरमणाय ते नम इदं लोकोत्तर ज्योतिषे। ॐ नमो भगवते श्रीरमणाय।
नमो रमणा वैभव जी प्रार्थना माँ, नमो रमणा वेंकटेश जी, नमो रमणा उज्जवल जी, नमो रमणा रेवती माँ, नमो रमणा टू ऑल।